Modular Space Station 1. Here we go. Inspirational signals. A famous science writer has described how she was inspired to pursue her career when, as a child, she picked up radio signals from one of your agency's early satellites. Ah, I assume that's like from Sputnik. It's interesting how you get these events all the way later on, just from the decisions you made earlier. Anyway, hell yeah, Modular Space Station 1, here we go. First launch of Buran, or as we named it, Swabski. What are my mission names, honestly? Goodness me. What am I like? April 1985. Oh, it's such a beautiful rocket. I really want to build a Lego model of it. I mean, I'm absolutely going to build one in for all Kerbal Kind, although we're obviously quite a ways away from space shuttles yet. Oh, look at that. 95% launch reliability from good conditions. We have a launch escape system in case anything goes wrong, but only 1% chance of critical failure. Yeah, let's go for it. Oh, I really, really want to build a Lego model of this, but since obviously no set exists, if you want to build a 1 to 110, so Saturn V model scale version of it, you have to buy all the pieces individually, and that is expensive. I was hoping when I built my Lego N1 that the video I did on it would pay for the cost of the model, but it absolutely did not. That video did reasonably, but it didn't do as well as I'd hoped, and it didn't pay for the model. I was hoping that, the views from the positive launch, excellent. I was hoping the views from the video would pay for it, and then I'd be able to just keep doing Lego, style videos talking about different space missions. Essentially just have the videos pay for my ever-expanding Lego models, but unfortunately, no, the videos weren't quite popular enough, which is a shame. If I do end up building a Lego Buran at some point, though, I will probably do a video on it to try and recoup some of the costs. But, oh, look at that. Beautiful. That is so cool. Look at that, Modular Space Station 1, and there's the space shuttle. That is so cool. Achieve Earth orbit. And we have 3 crew on board. Excellent. Right, well, this should be fairly simple. Oh, we're saying that. It's 20 data and 40 navigation. But we have access to all of these amazing crew things, which give us loads and loads of those resources. So, not too concerned. Confirm commands. Oh, our payload reliability is not good. I forgot that we launched a prototype one of these to save some money. Yeah, resist the event this early on. Yeah, 40% chance of failure. That's almost a coin toss. Saying that, we're not doing badly despite that. So let's do this. And we only have 3 crew members, so then we'll do that one. That lets us do that, and that corrects our drift as well. Bish bash bosh. We need so much navigation, though. Goodness me. Or is this that? Okay. I think we just need to keep doing this every single turn. So that one, that gives us the comms we need to do this one. It just keeps setting our drift back as well. Actually, yeah, we're getting pretty close. We've got plenty of turns. As long as everything doesn't go wrong, which is certainly not a given, considering how low the payload reliability of this is. But yeah, as I said, it's accurate to what Mir was actually like, because Mir was a death trap. I think then we'll just recharge, and we just need a bit more data. Okay, so we need a little bit of both, so we just do that and that, and then we just need 4 more. And voila! We're sorted a whole turn early. I assume there's going to be another phase to this, though. And there we go. We're in orbit. Are we not in orbit? Oh, crap. The drift is off. I forgot that the drift was off. Thank God we left an extra turn. Oh, my God. There we go. We just have to do that. So the drift is corrected, and we have a bunch of extra resources. Just recharge. So I'll just put the drift back to 0 because we can. Cool. There we go. Deploy module systems. Okay, so we need 18 of everything this time. Ooh, and there's a lot of drifting going on. In space drifting. Soviet space program. Moscow drift. The output reduced by... Oh, that's fine. Reduces the amount of drift. That's fine by me. Interesting that that's like a penalty, but it's actually can be really useful sometimes. There we go. Then we just need data and comms. Oh, now things are going wrong. Yeah, we're going to need to recharge next turn. This one we're going to cut a little fine, but yeah, we've got 4 turns remaining, so we should be okay. So we'll just recharge in case things go wrong, but then now we just need... that gives a decent amount of data. So we'll just do that and recharge. 1%. Yeah, it'll be increased. Okay, so it can go either way, but we'll just accept that because we can correct that in a future turn. We've got 3 turns remaining. We need 8 more comms, and not 8 more comms, 8 more data. 17 more comms. Goodness me. Yeah, we'll have 2 more turns to complete this. That's fine. Resist that one. Okay, it's harder to plan out the ones that have so many more turns but fewer commands. Because you just don't know what's going to go wrong, especially when you've got drift involved as well. The drift has to be 0. That's where the complexity of this one comes from. So let's see if we can do this next turn. We'll need to do this to move it 2 to the right, and then this one to move it 3 to the left. I didn't keep a close enough eye on the drift. Yeah, I wasn't really considering it for the longest time, but I feel like we've buggered this up. I don't see a way that we're going to have enough power to do this, even with all these going well, which they don't seem to have. Output reduced by 1. We don't have enough power to to resist that. So yeah, so we literally have to do this, and then we have to do something that moves it 2 to the right. We can't do that because it requires crew, so it means we literally, if we want the mission to succeed, we have to do those 2. But that doesn't leave us with enough data, and there's nothing we can do to generate enough data. So I think we just have to make sure the mission itself succeeds. As long as both of these don't, fail, we should be fine. So we're not going to get the 50% bonus reward, but that's what you get when you launch a prototype space station, isn't it? We'll just confirm those commands. Yeah, we just didn't have enough power, unfortunately. Things kept going wrong. Ah, well. We still get a 25% reward increase, so not too bad. And the mission is still a success. Oh, look at this, though. The shuttle's returning. That's cool. That doesn't look like a very optimized descent profile, though. It looked like it was just slamming down into the atmosphere. I'm pretty sure if the shuttle had a trajectory that steep, it would burn up. But regardless, mission success. Oh, and look at that. The Buran returning to the Space Center. This is a really cool cinematic, man. Awesome. Of course, the one and only flight of the real-life Buran was completely unmanned, which was something that the US space shuttle couldn't do, not until much later. It was a fully autonomous flight and landing, which is really, really very impressive. Right, so they're up on the space station for 12 months. That's fine. But I assume we can reuse the shuttle now. So let's have a look at the X-ray telescope. Reuse shuttle. There we go. Swabski. 4 months fitting time. But yeah, we can deal with that. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, we can launch unmanned payloads. Regardless, we've got our moon mission we need to launch. We're going to need some more cosmonauts soon. This will make the mission easier. Let's hire this person. We've got quite a large pool of astronauts now. So let's start each task with +1 navigation. And 10% of the science reward. Cool. Confirm. So the training needs to be launch reliability training, because this does not have a launch escape system. Confirm mission setup. Okay, and we have a mission slot still available, but we're saving up. So unless there is a commercial satellite we can launch... No, there is not. We're just going to save up. Far side of the moon. It's this exact mission that we already did. Screw it. We'll plan this mission. We have the slot for it. Prototype. Build it. So we're doing this entire mission for under 200k. So more than pays for itself. We've got the slot, so go for it. Get us a bit more money. China is launching the Uranus flyby, and ESA and Japan both completed the Jupiter flyby. That's fine by me. Look at all these Chinese and Soviet space probes heading out there. Oh, did Japan? Okay, I thought that was an orbiter. I thought that was in orbit there, but no, they just completed the flyby. Nobody's even working towards the orbiter yet. No, for Saturn orbiter. Yeah, our Uranus flyby is getting there first. Oh my god, our Neptune flyby is a long, long way away. Goodness me. Okay. Second launch of Swabski, though. Here we go. X-ray telescope vehicle complete. Minus 50% launch reliability penalty for suboptimal launch windows, but increased frequency of them. Yeah, we're still not going to launch in a suboptimal launch window. January it is. Let's just hope it doesn't explode. 92% is a little low for my liking. But we'll deal with it. China failed to launch their Uranus flyby. That is surprising. Seismological studies. And we got another moon landing. Here we go. Haven't done one of these in ages. Imagine that, though. Like, if moon landings hadn't been like a burst of missions in the late 60s, early 70s, and then just nothing. You know, they'd done another moon mission just every couple of years. Imagine that, like a continued, sustainable series of moon missions. That would have been incredible. I hope that's what they're, you know, going to do with Artemis, though. So they're going to the moon to stay this time. We're happy to take them at their word on that. But we're doing that with the N1 before it was even cool. And thankfully it didn't explode. How we haven't had an N1 explode yet, I don't know. I really don't know. As I said, we don't deserve to have had that happen, but regardless, secure launch, there we go. And the L3 is now level 5. Beautiful. And we've got a brown Soyuz this time. I'm just going through every colour. I was going to say every colour of the rainbow. I don't think brown is in the rainbow. Maybe it's a kind of orange. I'm not sure. It doesn't look very appealing though, does it? Okay, yes, this was actually pretty straightforward, pretty simple stuff. And yeah, that leaves us with everything we need and confirm. These moon missions, we've done them before. We know how they go, so I'm probably just going to skip through most of this. Though they are probably by far the most interesting missions that you do in this game, just because they're so long, they're so complicated, and because the stakes are just so high, right? And there's something really magical, whatever game it's in just watching a Soviet cosmonaut walk across the surface of the moon and plant a flag. So we're cutting this one a little bit closer. A lot of stuff went wrong, so we don't have much in the way of a power margin. But we should have more than enough resources, so if we, you know, have something go wrong and we have to reduce our outputs, then we should be fine. Looks like I spoke too soon though, because got a bit of extra data. Very nice. And okay, no, we're going to be fine. Reduced by 2. Haven't got enough power to reduce it, but I think we should have more than enough. Yeah, beautiful. Continue to our lunar descent. What colour is the LK here? Oh, it's just grey. Okay. I prefer the green LK, if I'm honest. I don't know if the actual LK would have been green, though. I believe the one that was launched into low Earth orbit and tested was green. But then you see it in a museum and it's silver. I guess because it doesn't have insulation over it. And bish bash bosh. 10, 14, 12. And we are sorted. Landing on the moon for the 4th time. Which is pretty awesome. I mean, this this whole cinematic never gets old, if I'm honest. Though for some reason the LK is now green, even though the Soyuz is still its slightly sewery colour. Would be nice if there was a bit more continuity in the cinematics in this game, but regardless, they are still pretty cool. Look at that. Back on the moon. Awesome. I wonder who got to actually walk around this time. I didn't even keep track of who the cosmonauts on this mission were. Regardless, though, back up into orbit. Back to planet Earth. We should get a bunch of science for this, which will help with our building research. We can reduce the cost of our launch vehicles because, yeah, especially building shuttles and everything, the cost of our launch vehicles is getting very, very high. Although, of course, reusing Swabski is keeping those launch costs down a bit. And piece of cake. Confirm commands. Something's gone wrong. We can just resist it. Voila! I feel like we could do these lunar missions on our sleep now. I mean, we've launched a prototype Soyuz, and we're getting all of the bonus objectives. It just says everything. Although, of course, the last lunar mission we did was considerably more difficult, so we did need the extra crew member. And even then, we didn't quite get all of the bonus objectives. But, yeah, I think it says everything. We're doing this now with a prototype Soyuz, and we're managing to pull it off. You know, I got really lucky on this one in that our heat management commands are actually really, really beneficial. And that has made this one considerably easier. But I think that is everything, as long as both of these don't go drastically wrong. That was a little bit closer than I'd like. But there we go. 4th successful moon mission. And we've still never lost a single cosmonaut. Not one. Don't know what you're talking about. Monkski 1. Never heard of it. That was a successful mission, wasn't it? What are you talking about? There was another Monkski 1. Valentina Tereshkova. Never heard of her. Didn't exist. Didn't happen. Fake news. We have an absolutely perfect safety record. Our rockets aren't held together by duct tape and faith in the socialist Leninist way of life. And confirm that mission setup. Now, I think we don't want to use this other mission slot. We just want to save up the money. We're 1k short of being able to build this spaceplane runway here. That is infuriating. But we'll have to wait until next month. Mobile launch platform research is complete. But the first thing we want to do is this spaceplane runway. Have it that way round. Doesn't matter which way we do this. But let's put it that way. And voila. That should pay for itself in the long run. The Grand Tour would be a much cheaper mission. We can launch it on existing launch vehicles. Let's get that done. We've got basically a spare mission slot at the moment anyway. Which we only really want to use to get money. Because all of these cost a lot of money. And science-wise, we're actually okay. But yeah, there's just no funding request missions at the moment, which is very irritating. Our Uranus flyby has reached its next phase, though. That is quite something. There I was, just sort of entirely forgetting about it. Whoa, it's getting cold. Is that like a new status effect? It has to manage heat, but I assume it's the other direction. Task will end at the end of the turn if the above conditions aren't. We have to keep the heat above 0. I guess the good news is we don't have a fluctuating modifier every turn, but yeah, everything we do, we have to be aware of how little or how much heat it produces. Still though, this should be relatively simple. Considering, as I said, yeah, I'm so glad I spent the extra 500 grand in each of these, giving them twice the amount of power, because my oh my, it has made these missions a lot less stressful. So it's just a little balancing act you got to do. But that's fine. We'll reduce that. We're not being very lucky today. The payload reliability of this isn't even that bad, but we're getting a surprising number of failures. Right, so we need a bit more data, a bit more navigation, and a lot more comms. There we go. I think we should be able to complete this, though, a few turns early. We get a lot of turns for these deep space missions. You might need to spend a turn just recharging, but we can do that. 3 turns remaining. We're almost there, really. I'm just going to do 2 recharges. I'll do 3, actually. Just play it a little safe. Spend a bit of heat. And then, yeah, we just need 2 of everything in the final 2 turns. That is easily achievable. If something goes wrong, then we can always fix it next turn. But nope, we're absolutely fine. Course correction complete. Only another goodness knows how many years. I feel so sorry for people who design and build these deep space missions, because imagine like putting your life's work into orbit and, well, not even into orbit, but, you know, into space, and then having to wait like 20 years before it actually gets anywhere. A massive thank you to my patrons and donators for their generous support, and an extra special thank you to Madzor, Peter Lushtinets, The Amazing Steak, Axel Jensen, Delta V, Dennis Klomp, Vermouth, Lady Lagsalot, Simone67, Olaf Hammerhand, Scott Milligan, Nicholas Popkus, World, Wather, Jagnath, Weir, Extra Crispy, Dreister, Lightning Gamer, Elmac, and Nobody Special.